Alright, my best pour so far in 2023. Didn't get any cracks on the front side. The mold stayed very still, so there's no layering that usually comes up. Didn't get a whole lot of missing parts. Sometimes if the bismuth is not hot enough, you get some of it freezes before other parts settle in. And most impressively, the back of it didn't get all bulgy. Bismuth expands when it freezes. It's one of the few elements that do that. And so sometimes when bismuth freezes, it bulges out. Instead, I got a nice crystalline structure without too much slag on it. The trick is to get the mold at the right temperature so you can pour it in and still have time to scrape the slag off of the backside of the mold. And so yeah, this one is one of those that I'm going to be torn whether or not I sell, right? I'll have to get a good price in order to justify getting rid of it, right? Or pour a better one and then get rid of this one, right? That's how I've been handling some of my good ones, right? Also, I didn't incur a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears on this one. This one I didn't burn myself. I didn't cut myself. I didn't have to resort to an all-nighter to do. And which, you know, ever since I started doing bismuth and turned it, you know, when it was fun, you know, I did it after work for 2 hours, and whether I got a good one or a bad one, I went to sleep, right? When I'm starting to monetize it, that's a whole different ball game, right? And as a result, every time I make money off of the bismuth, I'm very reluctant to spend it, even when I make a lot of money from the bismuth art, right? If it's not to buy more gear or more bismuth, I feel bad about it because I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into every piece, right? So, for example, this one's got about 4 pounds of bismuth in it, and I would say the mold that I used for this one, it would last a good 8 or 9 pours, right? So I want to sell it for at least 75, $100, right? Or actually more than that. I mean, I want to keep 75 to $100, right? The art show that I sell at, I get to keep 80%, right? So, and then I immediately turn that around and buy another 10, 15 pounds of bismuth or another mold that I could pour into. But lately, sometimes I've been using this to supplement my day job because right now we have a spring break coming up and we had holiday breaks, and I had to resort to some of this income to supplement that. And I felt so badly about spending any of this money. It's like mentally, when I spend money that I made from the bismuth art, it's like I'm spending part of my skin, part of my sleep time. It just feels awkward. I hesitate on spending it, let's put it that way. To the point that lately I haven't been eating very well because I'm thinking about, oh my God, I don't want to spend my bismuth money. It's just so weird because of the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. But today I didn't have any blood, sweat, and tears, so maybe I can feel a little bit better about splurging a little. Now next week is kind of tricky because I had promised myself I want to take a week off. The spring break week at the tutoring center is kind of slow anyway. I wouldn't be missing too many hours, and I want to take off of the bismuth as well. So. But unfortunately, bismuth has kind of filled in the gap for the slow times at the tutoring center. So but at the same time, I really do need the break because earlier today I almost had a meltdown where I could have caused a lot of trouble. And so it's either I take the break now or my body forces me to take the break by getting very ill. So I think I'd rather take it more voluntarily than otherwise. Oh well. At least I won't have blood, sweat, and tears. And actually, I have a lot of inventory to sell still. So maybe that will be a good time to network with others instead of making bismuth. Right? Go out there and talk to a few more consignment shops, travel a little bit, and not the end of the world.